interruption, it is a stoppage in the normal continuity or continuity of what you've been doing and ain't producing. You think you've been living right, but you ain't even where God would call you to be. So he had to come down out of heaven only to tap you on the shoulder and say, excuse me, pardon the interruption. Ooh, y'all can go ahead and calm down now just a little bit with the music. Pardon the interruption. So see, you got to understand and know that God is trying to get somebody's attention right now while you're in the midst of your desert experience. You think that everything is all right, but if the truth be told, you know, if you spoke to somebody and let them into the heart, you would say everything ain't the way it appears. I look all right on the outside, but on the inside, there's turmoil. I keep on going from day to day, but I don't know how to get off of this merry-go-round. I don't know how to let loose of what's been holding for the last 40 years. I don't know how to get out of what I've been in for the last 16 years. I don't know how to get out of it. Well, I say unto you that when you invite him in, when you speak and you say, Lord, fill me. Lord, come into my life. He steps down out of heaven and touches you on your shoulder. And he speaks to you personally and he said, Cynthia, pardon the interruption. I know that you've been walking day by day in your flesh, trying to do it your own self, thinking that some help has to come from the north, help has to come from the south, east, and the west. It's the people on my job gotta help me. It's my family members gotta help me. It's the church that's gotta help me. But God tapped you on the shoulder and says, pardon my interruption, but am I not the God that sits high and looks low? All of your needs, and I'm waiting to meet all of those needs. On the backside of the mountain, on the backside of the desert, after being in royalty, and royalty didn't fit. Not the type of royalty that they had for him. So you understand? So people may put you in places that you don't fit. They put you in a category in which you were not made for nor anointed to be there, but all you know to do is I got to keep doing what I'm doing, even though your heart might be hurting. I got to keep going the way that I'm going. I know that God said I've already made a way of escape for you out of that merry-go-round experience that you've been, out of the life that you're in right now that God didn't call you into. And God is not scared when he comes into your situation and tap you on the shoulder. You know, he's not being rude when he says, excuse me, but I gotta lift you up out of where you are and place you into what I've called you to be. So for 40 years when he was in man's royalty and it didn't quite fit, there was a disconnect. You understand what I'm saying? How many of you been somewhere where you know, I just wasn't called to be there? You know, I know what people put. They put a label on it. They said, you should be happy because you got this, this, and this. But because things ain't right in your heart. So God got to take you to the desert just to get that stuff that was in you out of you. And when you're faithful, doing what God has called you to do, when you're faithful for your assignment that God has for you, then what happens is when you're not looking, when you're not expecting, whenever you done humble yourself to the place where you say, God, it's for you I live and for you I die, God. It does not matter how I look. I don't have to have the sandals on my feet anymore. I don't have to have the royal crown on. But what's in my heart that determines who I am, it's then that you will have a God experience and you'll step up thinking that I'm cleansed, I'm fully out of it. I so like it when he draw near to the burning bush. God said, take off your shoes. Take off your shoes. You're on holy ground. The shoes represented the old lifestyle. So when he taps you on your shoulder and says, pardon the interruption, he's going to stop the continuous flow of the old, only to bring you into the new. So I had 40 years to learn how to live in the desert, only now so that God can place me into the point where I can be his leader.